Question: how is it that 17 inmates have already died this year at one jail facility in a major American city? I mean, these are all people who are supposed to be monitored and under supervision. Maybe one or two or maybe even 5. 17? With still 2 months to go in the year? It's happened at New York's Rikers Island jail complex, and now a judge is threatening to take the entire facility out of the city's hands altogether. The complex is on an island in New York's East River. It consists of 8 jails and prisons that hold a total of 5,500 people. And 17 inmates have died so far this year, including 6 by apparent suicide. And this isn't just an issue for the inmates, but also for the crime victims who want to see justice served. The latest person to die in custody is 28-year-old Eric Tavira, who was found on Saturday with a sheet around his neck and apparent suicide. Now, based on staffing issues, some inmates have also reportedly been forced to go without food or medical care. There were also reports earlier this year of gang leaders forcing inmates to fight, while corrections officers allegedly did nothing to stop it. One of the participants, who apparently was forced to fight, was released by a judge, saying the Department of Corrections failed to protect him. The inmate was awaiting trial on robbery charges and is now back on the street. And remember, many of the people there are awaiting trial and have not even been convicted. The former New York City Department of Corrections commissioner says other violent crime is also at ridiculous levels.
Stabbings and slashings are up by more than a third versus last year, and last year was terrible.
Next month, the judge will decide if the city should be found in contempt, in which case the court would appoint a receiver to run the complex. I don't quite get how things can be quite this bad at an American facility for so long. Joining me now, Graham Rayman, a reporter for the New York Daily News, and Reuven Blau, a reporter for The City. They are the authors of Rikers and Oral History, which is due out in January. Thank you both for coming on. Appreciate it. Graham, just give us an overview. How can this possibly be happening?
There's a whole series of things that have happened. The big one is, after the pandemic, there was a huge dysfunction with staffing, and that led to a whole series of unsupervised areas in the jails and chaos and a collapse in services. And so a lot of the things, the sort of safety net that runs the jails and keeps the detainees protected and supervised collapsed, and it opened up a whole series of things to happen after that.
And Reuven, we were talking a moment ago about, and I mentioned this in the introduction, how some judges are now becoming so understanding of the challenges that they're actually releasing people who are saying, Rikers is that bad, and I've already served my time there, even though they haven't served their time.
Yeah, I mean, it's truly exceptional for like a judge to come out and say, hey, it's so terrible, you know, like the conditions are so inhumane, we're going to let you out. And it's happened in 2 cases, including one where the detainee said, hey, look, it's so bad that I'm actually like being pitted up against other inmates as like a kind of a fight club situation. And they proved it. They had videos of these incidents. But I think it's important also to remember that this has been going on for years and years and years, and there's just been a lot of new focused attention on just the terribleness of like the entire sort of system that, you know, that runs there.
But how are all these people dying? I mean, yes, a number of them were suicide, but what about the rest of them?
Well, there were 10 overdoses, and
so all these drugs are coming in as well.
And it's fentanyl and heroin. And
how is all that getting in there?
There's the department says it's coming in through the mail, or blames visitors, but the visits are down, and so it just continues to come in. It's like a river of contraband that's coming in, and we don't have the explanation yet.
Yeah.
We did a story actually a little while ago about during COVID, they're completely blocked visits from coming in, and at the same time, the number of drugs that were confiscated had gone up, and it was kind of this interesting sort of look in the moment in time, because for years and years, the Department of Correction and other jails throughout the country have said it's not our officers, it's not our staff, it's coming in through the visits in other ways that the inmates are bringing it in, and this really kind of disproved that. Although there is an issue now that they say that through the mail is like a problem, and that the Department of Correction is moving to monitor how they actually get the mail in.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.